Hi, it's Joy, and today I'm going to be watching Batwoman Season 3, Episode 10, Toxic, and I am stressed. A lot of toxic things are happening right now in the show. I am stressed. The original Poison Ivy is back. She's terrifying. Bridget Regan is amazing, but I'm just stressed about what she's going to do and what Mary's going to do with her. I am so stressed for Mary when she makes it through this, because she's going to make it the other side of this. How she's going to feel, and I'm worried. Maybe if Alice could start fighting to help Mary break free and get original Mary back, I might begin to slowly but surely forgive her given everything she's been through. But right now, Alice is the person responsible for the situation Mary's in. As I sort of was having a conversation with somebody, she's not responsible for every individual action that this Mary makes. Of course not. All of these choices this Mary makes are this Mary's. But Mary said, I don't want to do this, chained herself to a table. Alice was like, lol, what if I made sure this did happen to you and took away all of your choices, and I've actually known it was happening for a while now. She's not being some great and noble person supporting Mary, because she made sure the real Mary was destroyed and became this Mary, and it is complex. I think there is a path through it for Alice, in my opinion, but she needs to shape up. And Renee needs to just get her act together. No, I'm so excited in so many ways and so stressed. A reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon. Now let's go. Oh, and a quick reminder before we start that I am currently in the process of switching meds, so I can feel that my head is a little bit off at the moment, because I'm tapering off of my original medication. So if my reaction is not as me-like as normal, that's why I don't know if my reactions are the most interesting. I hope they are, but yeah, I am rambling. I'm sorry, let's go. Oh lord.
We didn't just kidnap a rando. It was a focused, specific abduction. Get to the point, too many words.
She still has a lot of Mary in her, but her morals and what drives her is so un-Mary, or at least how she acts on them, is different to Mary. That Mary lost control.
I've treated tons of patients. They all have claims denied by you.
The healthcare system is messed up, but if you murder everybody that runs it,
You might have the chance.
then they will just double down and say, oh look, these terrorists are fighting against us.
A kid whose treatment is suddenly just having a sick kid seems like a day off.
This guy, killing him, he's despicable, but killing him does nothing.
Who knows, it's happening again.
Oh god, is it the power can't be split between the two? This is not gonna end well. Though if it ends with it being removed from Mary, that could be good. Oh, Mary.
Thank you, Mary. No problem.
This is not
You okay?
an equal power balance here.
I'm fine.
Because Mary, Poison Mary or whatever, feels like Pam is her creator and the person that unlocked her, and so she was indebted to her.
Yeah, hi. We have a problem.
Did you make a mistake? My shocking. I am shocked. If she's gonna try and make it right, for the right reasons, maybe we can start to see the potential for growth.
There's something deeper going on, so what is it?
Tell us. Please.
Deep? There's no need for insults.
I know it's scary, if Alice were to actually start to, every now and then, be honest, if not all the time, and truthful about how she's feeling. You know, if at some point in this episode she doesn't say, I fucked up, I thought that this would be a great fun adventure and that I would get a sister I dreamt of, but actually I've taken away Mary's choices and I've changed who Mary is fundamentally to try and make her fit me, but it didn't work. And you know, as long as, if Alice's motivation here is that she picked Pam over me and now I'm sad, I still don't give her much credit. She's still being selfish. If her motivation is, I have realised that she is fundamentally un-Mary-like and I don't want a relationship with somebody that isn't real, or is someone that I have personally made sure was altered in a way that I see fit, that is where my problem comes. Alice coming here, getting help, trying to get them to go and help Mary, giving them ideas to help Mary, hopefully going with them to help Mary, I am here for, and it could be a good sign. It doesn't excuse everything she's done, and I do need her to admit that. Oh. Pam's cause is right, I support it. Pam's actions, like this, she's not herself anymore. This doesn't achieve anything. If it had, Poison Ivy's original crime stint would have solved global warming.
No consequences.
This isn't the way. Nothing is this is the way. And the real Mary would never support murdering the guy we murdered this morning.
Help me. Like I said, betraying Pam was the biggest mistake of my life. I'm doing it again.
So being an accomplice to murder, you're cool with
It
that?
wasn't a mistake.
Good to know.
It was the right move.
She's killed multiple people since you left.
Restore the owners of this place.
Hey. How did you know we were... Luke called thinking I could help?
Did Ryan not call because she doesn't know how to go forward from here?
No.
Ryan's face.
Okay. You think I was gonna let a psycho killer loose in the city I spent my career protecting?
Now I'm confused. Are we talking about Alice or Pamela?
Exactly, and that's basically what you did when you initially made the deal with Alice. You let her loose. And even if you weren't going to keep your end of the deal, then you just say, found the joy buzzer, sorry Alice, you're a criminal, this contract was never binding, or whatever, you know.
If he wakes up before we figure out how to make that thing work, you're the first one he goes after.
I'm safe. My son and I have an arrangement.
Really? Well, does that arrangement trickle down to your
Yes.
employees? The last time,
Give me the buzzer. I'll find a
Would
way.
it go better if she said, I know Ryan? I know that that could then make her think, oh fuck, you are Ryan, but could that help garner some trust? Are we going to use it on him first?
By midnight. Or we have a problem.
Are you not bothered? Could we not wait to make sure he's no longer a psychopath? Harry.
Terrifying, isn't it? You'll flood more than the industrial district. You could wipe out half the city. If I wanted Renee here, I would have invited her.
Mary.
I'm not trying to be a Renee sayer, but
Renee sayer.
water on a major metropolitan city could... Seriously, I owe you so much. But I finally figured out what to do with all of this energy.
This isn't your fight.
I'm scared.
I'm not gonna make you do something that you don't want to do.
I'm just going to suck all my power out of
Still
you.
need your help.
Mary. I hate watching Mary suffer.
Thank you, Mary.
And if Alice had just said, hey, by the way, if you notice that Mary has clearly become infected by some weird plant thing, and just helped her out instead of engineering it so that this happened, Mary would not now be in this situation. We found her.
I promise you it was nothing personal.
Quiet, Mr. Tristan.
Do you even remember what you told me that night?
Ryan, change the channel.
Oh, come on.
This is an invasion on Sophie's
A lot
privacy.
of things that night today. You couldn't be with your first choice, and I was there.
Ooh.
Wonder who her first choice is. Oh, wow.
My first
Ryan!
bitched about Ryan all night.
Hey, that's you. Shut up. Avoiding your feelings for Sophie, which is why you asked me to be your real woman and not her.
It was a bit of a weird choice.
Same bad. Only because when we get something good, we know we're gonna split up.
I don't think aiding in Mary's brainwashing is something good.
What happened between you two?
Like, I don't buy this spin on that they had this really great and pure connection, because it was based on, essentially, if we kind of translate it into something in the real world, Alice watching somebody roofie her friend's drink, or an acquaintance who didn't really like her but they were bonded's drink, watching as she drank it all, at the last second being like, huh, I think, you know, she's been roofied. And then while everyone was freaking out, getting her alone, giving her the keys to the car and saying, off you go, let's be besties. Or it would be the same as her watching somebody else brainwashing somebody, jumping in at the last second to make sure that you're part of the brainwashing and that she likes you, and then being like, aren't we so close now that you're no longer the person you used to be? I know this isn't a total personality transplant, because obviously she still is a lot of Mary. She still has a lot of Mary's personality, her quirks, her core beliefs of like wanting to make healthcare better and wanting to help people. But she's lost the innate kindness, the compassion, the I'm not going to just murder random strangers bar, which Mary would never, ever, ever just kill a random person. Ever. And now she just does it. And, you know, I'm sure all of us have the capacity for darkness in us. That's fine. That makes sense. But Alice brought that out of someone who did not have it out and on display. Because if there was anybody in this world that Mary should have wanted to kill, it would be the woman that murdered her mother and had her die in her arms. I I get that Alice is a messed up person, but she has been through so much to start the healing process, to start the redemption process, but she's never ever followed through with anything. We've never seen her commit to it. And even now, I believe she thinks she deeply cares about this Mary, and she probably does deeply care about Poison Mary. But in order to get this person she cares about, she screwed over her actual Mary. And it's really fucking frustrating. And like, I honestly think if Alice was just invited along on the tea party, if Alice was just with them, and, you know, she got to come to the dam too and just watch what happened, and if Mary was going along with everything and killing everyone, but she realised, wait, though this isn't Mary, you know, if it was truly just seeing, oh my god, she killed that guy in the woods, that's not Mary, and that was why she was going to try and get the others to help, I would be so much more supportive of her. But so far, the only impression we've got is she picked Pam over me. Which, again, Alice is taking no responsibility and acting selfishly. And I just want so much more from Alice's character. Otherwise, she's fun. I mean, Rachel is a fantastic actress. Alice is a very fun character. But this is we're on the 3rd season of Alice. And her changing, she doesn't kill as much anymore. But she doesn't actually accept any remorse for what she did do. And all the people she did kill, she's like, happens. And it irritates me. Hey, you've got someone on the front of your ambulance, you might need to pull over.
Stop the car! We can't. The patient needs medical treatment.
This guy is a committed person for his job, though. I respect that.
Chester?
Mary's Ryan.
Oh.
If we're lucky, she'll stay that way, so we never have to tell her she killed a man.
What?
Okay.
Oh.
Is this the first taste of remorse that Alice is realising Mary wouldn't want to kill someone, and Mary's done it again?
Killed a man. If Poison Ivy Jr. ever turns back into St. Mary, learning what she did will pretty much destroy her.
Whose fault is that, Alice?
It feels so good to get that off my chest.
That is an interesting one. Like, it's like Alice does care, but she refuses to ever admit it. And maybe I need her at some point to accept some culpability for Mary ending up in this state where she would ever kill someone. But I do believe that maybe she does kind of care about the real Mary, but she doesn't care enough to have not done this to her.
Protected her and turned her into Pam Sporling.
Okay, can you stop saying that word?
So Mary was created so Pam can leech off her life force?
No, Pam is not a parasite. She genuinely cares about. You want to stop Pam? You need her.
She doesn't want her to blow the dam.
She just needed energy. I'm fine.
She's using you, Mary.
She is, but Mary doesn't have control of her own opinions on the matter because she's a brainwashed Sporling.
It can't possibly be that this is actually who I am and that people like me.
You're a portable battery, Mary. And you're all out of charge, so listen to a Kelly Clarkson song and move on.
What are you doing?
Alice sounds like she cares for fucking once. My god. But see, like, right now, the hurt and the pain Mary's feeling, the fact that she cannot believe that this is the case, she does. It's like in Vampire Diaries when someone was sired by a vampire and then they got the sire bond and they couldn't see past it. They just thought, oh, my sire's everything. You know, that's what Mary has with Pam. And it shows you the strength of real Mary's compassion and goodness, that her response wasn't, yes, I'll help you blow up the dam, but actually, I don't think so, given the strength of this connection they have. But of course, this Mary isn't going to see that. The fact that we actually heard an emotion in Alice's voice beyond self-pity is a lot.
Wow.
Doesn't excuse what she did in making her this way.
Says the Arkham inmate still pretending she's stuck in a children's fairy tale.
Ouch.
Grown woman dressed like a...
Major point.
You know what? Don't even get me started on Daddy's little RoboCop or the Queen of Unemployment.
I didn't say anything.
Yeah, are you?
Oh.
But if you were all
Mary.
actually my friends, then you'd respect my wish when I said to leave me alone.
But what your wish was, Mary, was remember back to when you first found out about this and you changed yourself up.
Mary.
Mm-hmm.
You're wrong.
Alice is showing emotion. This is a good step. It's not an all the way. Also, she didn't kill the Medicare dude. She just natured him. Or was it because he...
Stop poison ivy from this.
Mary is in there. I still need Alice to take accountability for causing the situation. But she's earning some points. Doesn't negate the original points.
Lady, you get me down here.
Yes, that man definitely deserved to die. Good job, Pam. You've not lost yourself, have you? Is it going to be too late? What the fuck are we going to do? Can Mary divert the water somehow?
What happened to him?
So they didn't kill the guy this morning. That's something.
I'm draining whatever poison ivy energy she has left. Could be the best shot you all have at everything being pulled out. We'll get married back good.
Really?
If they drain her energy, how much are we talking?
Oh god.
If I had to guess,
Oh lord. Work, please. Mary? Come on, Ryan.
You don't have to do this.
I need to. For me.
You can do this, sweetheart. But maybe see a therapist to talk about your issues. The PTSD, because it's natural and human. Oh lord. You've got this, Luke.
There's no voice but my voice.
You've got this, sweetie. You can do it.
Come on, Luke.
This is the way, my darling. You are gonna save so many lives tonight.
Crime, filth, and pollution. Let it go. Start fresh.
Was your brother pollution then? Because if he hadn't died, he'd be living down there right now, wouldn't he? Oh, we need her. Is she weak enough to restrain?
Mary.
Is she breathing?
Barely.
Did it suck all of the poison ivy out of her enough for her to actually be Mary again? How Mary are you?
I'm back.
Really, Mary?
I'm me again.
Really?
Welcome back, Mary.
Or is she just saying that
Brown eyes
to...
so much.
Oh, and if her eyes are brown, that's a good thing.
Mary, we will never let you feel sidelined by this team. Ever again, okay? We're family.
I'm scared that somehow she's fooling them. But I love Mary.
Guys, I remember everything.
Mary,
I know what happened.
it wasn't you, my love.
I killed someone.
Poison ivy killed someone. And now she's gone.
It wasn't
She's
you.
back.
Remember, you chained yourself to a table instead of leaving.
Yeah.
Oh, my love. She doesn't deserve to go through this. Alice has a lot to answer for, as does Poison Ivy, but one of them claims to care.
Even though a part of you loved every second of it, you still feel guilty for changing her to be more like you.
Thank you!
Alice the Benevolent,
Admit it, Alice!
into it.
told me about an off-the-grid island where plants are worshipped and industry doesn't exist.
Ooh.
Sounds like a fantasy.
Close.
Thing is, I can't see her
Oriana.
giving up the dream to save the whole planet, but... Oh, Mary, my love. It really wasn't you.
I don't want to know.
Alice has so much to answer for with this.
Hey, any word from Jada? Sorry you have to go through that. No, you're not.
Hey.
Explosive bombshell provided by the Genturian CEO.
Jada.
It's no coincidence the city's been terrorized by flashback felons.
Okay, so Jada, how would you like it if we posted a revelation about your son? If we leaked information about just what a person he is and just what he's done and capable of? Would you enjoy that? I mean, obviously we're not going to do that because we're better than her, but this woman, like, there's no indication Batwoman's team is physically hurting him. He is a criminal, potentially psychopath. I get that she loves him, but she has caused so much damage.
There have been reports of flooding all over Gotham.
Oh, fuck the water!
Time to face the city, Batwoman.
And he's gonna break free and terrorize everyone. Good, good. I knew we dealt with him too easily. Jada. That was a very, very good episode. I was actually kind of hesitant to watch it today because I wasn't like in the headspace to watch Mary lose herself further and further, but if anything, we got proof that she was always in there to a degree, and then we got her back. And I'm very emotional about that. I'm very emotional about what she's going to be going through now, but I'm very happy as well. I'll start by I'll leave Mary to last because I probably have a lot to say. Ryan and Sophie, I'm glad that they're kind of taking things slowly, but I'm also glad that they're taking things. Things are progressing there. They are so sweet. I'm proud of Luke for being able to kind of quiet the voices long enough to use the suit to do things effectively. That's all Mary wanted in the first place. She wasn't saying, Luke's weak and useless and he can never be Batwing. She was saying Luke needs to take a beat to heal, to work through the trauma he endured, and to reach a place where he can be a hero, where it's safe for him and for Ryan. And he's getting there, finally, thankfully. Renee, I mean, I like the idea of her and Pam being able to just go to Coruscant. No, was it Coruscant or is that no, Coruscant's a planet in Star Wars, to go to Koreana. But I also can't see Pam being like, oh yeah, well this one island's okay. I do think she would ultimately want to, like, there would always be gnawing at her, but the planet's gonna die in 50 years. You know, yeah, we'll make this a nice place, but in 50 years the planet will be dead. I don't see her meekly going into it, because that is so much of a drive of the poison ivy infection. But maybe being there and having Renee will be enough to quiet that, though I feel like eventually she'd want to break free and do something. Especially if on Koreana they started to see signs of global warming, like rising sea levels or whatever. So in my brain, I don't know if I'm going into as much detail as I often do. But, okay, so then we come to Alice and Mary. Now, I stand by what I said, and the show, in my opinion, well, not in my opinion because we just watched it, the show backs that up with what Ryan said about how part of you felt guilty for doing this to her, for making her more like you. And Alice didn't deny it. I would have liked it if Alice could have fracking been like, yeah, I screwed up. I put myself first. Now, what I would like to see from Alice would be to see this being finally the catalyst for her to actually stop making so many selfish decisions and focus on becoming a better person. Now, I don't have any delusion that Alice is going to say, I'm Beth, and completely go back to being a good person and break free from the psychosis and everything she's been through and heal. That is not a likely outcome. But she has been around people, like she has seen Kate try and try and try to be there for her. And yes, ultimately Kate locked her up and tricked her. But that was after she'd murdered so many people and the blood was beginning to be on Kate's hands too. Since, you know, since this whole deal thing happened, she put Mary in a situation that led to her killing someone. Now, in my opinion, the analogy here is Alice watched as somebody spiked Mary's drink. She watched it happen. She didn't say anything to Mary. She handed Mary her car keys and said, go have fun, drive. Mary drove, got in a fatal accident. Mary will feel the guilt for that because she is a good person. And now that she's sobered up, she will realise that she'll think things like, well, I chose to get in the car, even though she had been under the effects of a mind-altering drug. She will still feel the guilt because she is a good, kind, compassionate person who would never kill anyone. But Alice is the person that watched her get spiked and handed her the keys to the car. And that will never change. So while, yeah, there was a part of me that under different circumstances could have really enjoyed her and Mary bonding, and I am glad in this episode that we saw some proof that she truly does care and that she had realised she'd screwed the fuck up. It doesn't change what she did, and that this is one of many instances of Alice doing something fundamentally selfish and wrong, and then not really repenting for it and just kind of glibly being like, oh, you know, I had a hard childhood. And it's like, my heart bleeds for Alice when I think of everything she's endured. She could be a character I rooted for so much if she just put in the effort to try to be someone. She could become an anti-hero. She could be someone, you know, I feel like sometimes she does play the anti-hero role. She kind of did in this episode, but it's not earned at the moment because she's not really felt remorse or realised she's made mistakes or anything. This was the closest we've come to that. So I'm hopeful for her going forwards, but my opinion on her in the previous episodes hasn't changed. What I'm hoping is that realising that she fundamentally screwed up with Mary, that bond she thought she had wasn't real because it wasn't really Mary, that she'd forced Mary to change to be more like her, that her actions caused Mary, who she cares about, always has done, like, I mean, since she's got to know her, she cares about being such a kind, compassionate person, that what started off as a bit of fun, like, see, you're just like me, oh fuck, now she's killed someone. I do hope we get some, I hope we get some scenes between Alice and Mary where Alice is remorseful about what happened, but at the same time, I'm also like, should she not be arrested again? If we see her again, should we not call the police and arrest her? But I think this is in a way the best chance we've had in a long while for Alice to seriously put the work in and begin to change, because she has seen not only what her selfish actions do to good people, she has seen that you can change, that you can pull yourself back from being in this manic state, maybe even Poison Mary calling her out and living in a children's fairy tale and dressing like a child's fairy tale might help her snap out of a bit, I don't know. Now obviously it's totally different situations. What happened to Alice is not comparable to what happened to Mary, but Poison Mary pulled back from doing the damn. She said, I cannot do that. Poison Mary agreed to give up her powers because she'd have known what was most likely going to happen. I know she was like, I'm more powerful than her, but she would have known that there was a good chance that she would lose. She broke through the weird sproutling bond thing they had in order to stop Pam. And Alice can't do anything that doesn't benefit herself. This was the closest we came to it in this episode, but even a small part of that was because Mary had chosen somebody else. Though hopefully there was underneath all of that was the true caring for Mary. So seeing somebody come back from the darkness, realising her own part in it, I really do hope she's going to start confronting her own demons, and we're not going to see her just popping by being glib and like, can you believe the police want to arrest me as though I've ever done anything wrong? And you're like, you've literally killed many people. I do hope we're going to start seeing that from Alice, because I know I say this a lot and people do not like it when I say it, but shows don't work with a character that has killed as many people as Alice has, being glibly along for the ride constantly. You know, the more she just swans around doing whatever she wants, having killed people and kind of almost being sorry about it, but then just being like, oh no, why isn't everyone over it already? I had a sad childhood. And it's like, oh yeah, you did, and I cannot even imagine it, and you deserve so much better, but no, it does not excuse it. It does not excuse your continued behaviour. So this could be the real turning point for Alice. The fact that she actually felt guilt for something for the first time in a long time. The fact that she's admitted to herself that she cares about Mary. The fact that she broke their, like, criminal sister duo thing to go tell the good guys where to try and help them stop Mary. Is that going to be the crack we need to get through to Alice? Then we have Mary. I am beyond relieved that Mary is back, that my favourite character is alive and with us, and her eyes are brown, and she is Mary again, and she's feeling remorse for what happened. So happy. I really thought they killed the evil Medicare man at the beginning, but I guess she just, like, made him suffer, which isn't good, but it's better than killing him. Or maybe they did kill him but he was evil, so we don't care, I don't know. But in this episode, I think you really saw the strength of Mary's character, because she not only said to Pam, well yeah, no, I'm not about killing a lot of innocent people. She then listened to them when they tried, like, you know, it would have been so easy for her to do an Alice and swan off like, this isn't in my best interest, I'm off, and just leave. But she stayed, she heard them out to a degree. She agreed to help them at no benefit to herself. Taking that drug, or the pheromone thingamajig, going and finding Pam, tricking Pam, would mean intense suffering because it freaking nearly killed her to have it all sucked out. Potentially dying, it meant betraying somebody that she truly in that moment felt the bond with, felt that connection with. You know, she understands me like nobody else, she's freed me. And all the things she said, she truly believed those as Poison Mary, but she still could see the greater good, and she still rose through it, and I'm so proud of her. You do not understand how much I love her, how much I think that shows the real Mary's strength, that even through everything, and finding out she'd killed someone was horrifying to her. Whereas Pam would have been probably like, oh well, you know, collateral damage happens. That, honestly, I respect her so much. I'm desperately hoping Alice has destroyed any trace of that video, because my god. So that I think this episode we saw the closest indication that Mary's hadn't totally lost herself despite everything, and she was able to find her way back. But for Mary, kind, sweet, lovely Mary, who, I mean, she is brave and strong and smart and capable, but she should never have had to kill someone. And she didn't, I didn't think Poison Mary had intentionally killed the guy. It did look like she shoved him off her, and that would be, if you wanted to put it into real life, you know, someone startles you and you shove them and they whack their head and die. You never ever intended it to, but you did do it, you did cause it. Now in Mary's case, I'm with Ryan in the sense that she did not cause it. That entire situation, the thing that we have to remember with Mary is when she realised what was happening, her response wasn't, oh well, you know, I'm a victim here, I didn't choose this. It was, fuck that, I'm chaining myself up, I do not want to do this, we have to stop it. You know, that was her choice. If Mary had been respected, if Alice had respected Mary's choice back then, none of this would have happened and that man would be home with his family going on more weird hunting trips. Hunting, I don't understand why that's a bonding thing. He didn't deserve to die though. And I know that as a viewer and as a friend and a loved one of Mary, it's easy to see that. As Mary, I don't know how easy it's going to be to believe that, especially if the video ever gets out or if she ever sees it. I just really want her to be okay and to get through this and to come out stronger. Something that I definitely think will happen is they will stop taking her for granted. Just because Mary presents as a bit of a, like, as a socialite, I mean, she used to do that as a cover for her clinic party. She kind of like played a bit more airheaded than she is. Just because she dresses fashionably and, you know, she knows things and she likes to go to parties or whatever doesn't mean she's not deeply smart and intuitive. And the whole thing with Luke, I'm glad that they finally are like, you need to work through your stuff. And that's all she needed to hear in the first place. And then Ryan, you know, yes, Ryan had a lot going on, but at the end of the day, if a friend says, I just woke up on a park bench, I don't know how I got there, and I think I spent the night there, even if you've got a lot going on, you don't forget about them. You kind of just be like, oh, you woke up, are you okay? Like, do you need to talk to someone? Can I help you? So, yeah, but they have learned from that, and I think those were just two of the biggest incidents of it. There were lots of minor moments that built up, and then those were two bigger moments. But for Mary, my heart breaks thinking about what she's been through. I am really interested in the next time we see her with Alice, what that's going to be like, and if Alice isn't at least a little bit contrite, if not actually sorry, I will not be happy. But no, I love her, my heart breaks, I'm so frightened for her because I don't know, will she turn herself in and say, oh, this thing happened to me and I did it? Is she going to see the kid on the street and he'll recognise her? Is he just going to look in a newspaper and recognise her? Though it was dark, he didn't get much of a good look, and if she dyes her hair back, she won't be as recognisable. My heart just breaks for her and everything she's been through, and I'm glad she's herself again. I'm glad she has her family back. I'm glad they are welcoming her, and I just want her to be okay. So this episode, like I said, I was so hesitant to start it because I just wasn't in the headspace to have an entire episode of Mary running around with poison ivy, but that is not what we got. We got Mary being the strongest person, brave, true, and herself again, and that is everything to me. A reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon, and thank you so much for watching.